Oh, god damn!
Rocket launchers. They're some of the coolest weapons ever invented. From the M1A1 bazooka to the Panzerfaust, we all know them from our favorite video games, movies, and TV shows. But the problem is, they're too damn expensive. Hell, even inert ones that can't even fire cost up to $400. That's a lot of money, and I don't have that lying around. I don't know if you guys do, but the economy kind of sucks right now. So I was thinking, what if I made my own? And as you can see, I did just that. This is a replica of an AT-4 anti-tank rocket launcher. It fires, and this is a story on how I made it and me firing it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy me struggling to make this one work and two actually shoot.
Alright, so we're starting off with diffusing the safety from this model rocket launcher that I got from a model rocket launcher kit. So we have to start off with taking off this back cover that hides up the batteries and all that. And then we have to take off this other plastic cover that stores all of the metal parts that essentially act as wiring. So essentially how this circuit worked is that there were two pieces of metal that were touching on the one side, and there's a little bit of a gap in between those two pieces of metal and a third piece of metal, which you then take the safety rod and you push through, which then connects those two pieces of metal, which completes the circuit. So what I did is I cut out the little bit of plastic that was separating the two pieces of metal, and then I folded each piece of metal down and then simply had them touching so that it would complete the circuit all the time the minute the button was pressed. Then we just had to do a quick little test by putting one of the rocket igniters on the two prongs, and it worked fine. So we just had to cut these few little holes in this back rocket cap, simply to put feed the wires through. That will eventually hook up to the igniter in the rocket, and also cut a couple holes in it just so that there's some area for the gases to escape. Theoretically, not melting the wires. Now we're just cutting the main rocket tube to size, which I had gotten a 6-foot long tube and ultimately cut it down to 4 feet. And then we are gluing the threaded insert for the rear cap so we can just screw it right on. Which now we're beginning to work on the rockets, which I used Onshape for. I know probably could have used Fusion 360, but I prefer Onshape as a CADing software. I drew up the rear fins, the top fins, and the nose cone in Onshape. I then exported them as an STL file into Kira, and then printed them from there on an Ender 3 Pro. Which here are all the parts that are done, and now it's time for arguably one of the most painful, but also can be some of the most fun part of any 3D printed project, which is removing all of the supports. And holy crap, there were a lot of supports to remove, and none of them were fun, to say the least. So then I used a CNC lathe that I had access to cut out a aluminum cone to kind of act as like an armor piercing round, just to do something a little bit different so that would be quote-unquote armor piercing compared to the normal 3D printed plastic round. So now we're cutting down the 5-foot piece of 1/2-inch PVC pipe I got to make the rockets out of. We cut it into 5 individual pieces because that's how many rockets I'm making. If you could do simple math, then you know all of them are about 1 foot long. My last piece was a little bit shorter than 1 foot, but it was nothing really wrong about it. Now we're assembling the rockets. We take the rear fins, as well as that doubles as an engine holder for it. We slide it on the back. Then we take the front stabilizing fins. We then slide them on there, and then we glue on the front cone, which I simply held on with hot glue, which hindsight, using hot glue with things that are going to get hot aren't exactly the smartest idea in the world. Then I used super glue to glue on the aluminum cone to the rocket shaft for the aluminum part. And then I used Onshape again, the same software from earlier, to draw up the AT-4 launcher itself. I ultimately had to draw it up instead of just going in blind like how I normally do, because of the fact that a lot of these parts can be 3D printed. Actually, almost all these parts are going to be 3D printed. Which now we're beginning to put all of the 3D printed parts into Bamboo Labs, which run an amazing bamboo printer, which prints stupid fast compared to the Ender 3 Pros. It is not even funny. Which then I used another program called Chichu Box to put the parts that I wanted to be resin printed in it. So now all I had to do was print out all the parts, which definitely 100% went well.
So yeah, I got all the parts for the AT-4. Got the shoulder piece, of course the igniter, both sling holders, sight, rear sight, handle, wire cover, front rear sight cover, front sight cover, blast piece, ignition holder, and the little switch. I already got that all put together because I don't know, I just did. So yeah, all the parts.
So one of the side effects of resin printing is that sometimes it shifts on the bed plate. Nothing too bad, so my next task is going to be to straighten out those lines by sanding them. The downside of sanding, though, is that resin is quite toxic. So you gotta wear a mask when you're doing it because it leaves carcinogenic or something like that. It fucks up your lungs pretty good. So I wore a mask and I sanded it down. I used water then to clean up the area that I was sanding so that ultimately the dust would not be an issue. Then my next task is going to sand down the PVC pipe itself, simply so that the parts will hold to it, and later when I wipe it down with deglosser, it actually reacts with deglosser and hopefully makes the paint stick a little bit better. So our next task is going to be to cut down these little ridges on the rocket igniter. Ultimately, had a little bit of a problem with it. Mostly it was with my design, I'll admit, but I didn't eradicate for these little ridges on it, so I had to cut them off so that it would fit inside of the ignition holder, so it actually had a place to sit on the launcher. And now our next task is to get rid of some of these print lines that are on the bottom of some of these parts, more specifically the front cap. It didn't print right. I had to use different supports because for some reason the tree supports on this part were not generating properly, so I had to use normal supports, which when the side effects of using normal supports is that I get really nasty support lines on the bottom of this part. So I used some Taiyama putty I had to fill in the support lines. And then to smooth out the rest of the part, I then come back with sandpaper and then sand it down, which the Taiyama putty also is probably carcinogenic. It has like the same kind of properties as the resin. Probably should be wearing a mask, but I don't, just because I just don't. And then I'm back to sand down some of the more of the Taiyama putty I put on these resin parts to hopefully smooth them out a little bit, because there was spots that it was so deep that I would pretty much be grinding into the part so much that it would do a significant difference in the part. And now it's time to begin to try to glue the parts on with pipe glue. I thought that would work, but I'll just let the video explain it.
You're fucking shitting me. God damn it! Fuck! I thought that shit was dry! The fuck? Fuck!
So, yeah, what I ended up doing in that clip is I tried to use the pipe glue to attach it onto the rocket launcher, thinking that, well, it's a pipe, it'll stick to the pipe, blah, 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 blah. Me being a dumbass. So anyway, I ended up picking up the AT-4 thinking the glue was dry, and it proceeded to fall right off the launcher, and the one part fell on the ground. Ultimately, the rear sight ended up breaking in half, and the rear sight cover also ended up breaking in half. So what I ended up doing is I glued the rear sight cover together with super glue, but my problem is that the rear sight was at a really funky angle break-wise. So what I ended up doing is I got some CA glue with the accelerator, and I took the rear sight, I attached it on, glued it on, and then used the accelerator, which cured instantly, this was the first time I'd ever actually used CA glue with accelerator, and oh my god, it is now my favorite thing in the entire world. It's just like, psh, and it's done. I know, I'm young, I will admit that, and a lot of the guys have been doing woodworking and stuff for a really long time, like, oh wow, you're amazed by CA glue? Yes, alright, whatever the hell chemists thought up with this, goddamn, I hope he won a Nobel Peace Prize. So I then proceeded to use the CA glue on the rest of the parts. Part of the reason was because I ran out of normal super glue, and I soon realized exactly how nice the CA glue was with the instant adhesion, especially for products like this where it's on a weird angle, and I'm going to have to hold it there for hours and hours and hours, but I just dab a little bit that on, spray it on, and it's done. Probably some of the coolest stuff I've ever got to work with. It's definitely become one of the main tools in my toolbox from here on out. So here we're just gluing on the ignition holder and the rear cap and the wire cover that's on the back as well. And then we gotta glue on the 2 sling mounts, which I ended up never putting a sling on it, but it looks really weird without it. So then my next thing was I had to fill these little gaps on the AT-4 parts, especially the front sight and the rear sight, and one of the sling mounts. They had these little gaps, and I didn't really like the look of those gaps, and so I ended up taking my Tayama putty again. I then put some toothpicks and just random junk in between the crack just to kind of hold the putty, because the putty wasn't really thick. I then put that in there, and then took some sandpaper, sanded it all down to get it all nice and flat, and as I painted it over, it looks not too bad, so I'm pretty happy with it. So then my next problem was I had to mount the rear cap onto a little metal part I had made out on a plasma cutter. And so what I ended up doing is I ended up drilling through the metal part, which was a lot harder than I wish it was, mostly because I was not using the right bits. There is a reason why I will now only use titanium cut-plated drill bits instead of normal, crappier drill bits that tend to break every 3 to 4 seconds when I'm trying to cut into a piece of steel. But fortunately, after I used the correct drill bits, and I also used a drill press instead of a mill, I was able to cut right through it, nice and easy. I then took a screw, ran it through it, got a lock nut and a lock washer, then tightened it on it, and yeah, that part was done. So now the first coat of paint I'm going to do is I'm going to do a coat of primer on the entirety of the rocket launcher. The reason for this is because there's a lot of different colors underneath this rocket launcher, as you can tell by the gold front cap and then the green rear cap, which was not planned. It also was to allow the paint actually to be able to stick onto resin, because the last project I did where I did a lot of spray painting and resin and stuff, I didn't have the paint stick with the resin, and I ended up losing 2 days on the project, freaking myself out. I had to remove so much paint with mineral spirits. It was just a big mess, and I did not want to repeat that mess with this project.
Alright guys, so quick AT-4 update. Got the second primer done just now. Yes, somewhere else. Got the second prime coat done. Letting it dry. This is the next day. Then I did the original coat, obviously. Got the first coat done. I got the first coat done last night. Got the second coat done today. Hopefully we get the wires taken care of tonight. That'd be great. So let this dry. I'm gonna go to work, come back, and hopefully it'll be dry by then. Should be dry. It's only 2-3 hours, so it should be dry. And then get the wires taken care of. And yeah. And then tomorrow should get the painting. I got the stickers almost done at the time I'm recording this. I got one more complex one, and then the 4 or 5 easy ones I gotta do. So I ain't too worried about that, but yeah, we're making progress. Okay, so now the plan is we have this cord that is very, very long, and I don't need it to be that long, so we're gonna shorten it. I'm going to cut it about where that piece of black tape is, and about where that piece of black tape is. Might leave it a little bit longer. I'll just explain what I'm going to do. Take these wire cutters. Going to cut the wire here. I'm going to take them. Those are wire strippers. Going to strip the wire. Well, split the wire, obviously. Then I'm going to strip the wire. Take these little wire resin things. I don't exactly know what the fuck they're called. And I'm going to stick the 2 ends in it. Melt it with that, which is a little heat gun, which we got pretty cheap at like $5 at Menards, but it works really, really damn good. Like for $5, I'm impressed by that. I'd use that on my last model I did, the little tank, which I think I put on this channel. But anyway, yeah, that's the plan.
3:28 a.m.
All right, so got the wire done. Oh yeah, I don't think it's too bad for the first time that I did that. And then I fucked up. Alright. Originally I was just going to do one, but I forgot that I have to feed my wire around this plate.
And these little buggers, they're too big to fit through that. That's a problem. So I had to cut the wire again. And I had to feed it through, and then I had to remount new ones on. Reminds me of one of the guys who used to work at my job. He said that weak mind causes the body to suffer, and this is one of the days that I honestly feel like I embodied that. So thanks to my priming before, I actually had zero problems this time having the paint stick to the resin parts, which I was so unbelievably happy about. I cannot even begin to stress the amount of pain I had with that project. That was honestly probably one of the worst projects I did because of the paint coming off of that model. Which fortunately, the model ended up turning out alright. Put the picture up now. I did have some problems with the paint. The paint still had a bunch of like little bubbles and just debris and stuff in it, which I didn't really like. That was kind of the point. I used spray paint instead of a brush, so I wouldn't have that debris, paint lines, etc., etc. But I guess we just gotta live with the fact that things aren't 100% perfect. There she is. Honestly, looking at it now, I probably should have gone for a little bit of a darker green. It looks a little bit darker on camera. Actually, looks a little bit lighter, but it's a little bit darker than it looks on camera, but it still is pretty light. Probably should have gone something a little bit darker, but too late to change it. I want to get this done by Sunday, so today's Friday. I still don't have most of it done. I got to paint that black still, but I just got done touching it up, so I can't touch it for a while. So the paint's still wet, so I got to come back later today. I got to tape it. So I was going to put a yellow stripe about right there, right underneath the handle, and I got to come back. I got to tape that up too. So yeah, still got a lot of work to do. So now, just finishing up all the tape. This is honestly one of the most important parts of any project. If you screw up the taping, and then you get a little bit of paint where, part of it wasn't covered, or wasn't covered correctly, or it wasn't 100% flush, your project is going to look like shit. Or is a guarantee it will look like shit. So I gotta take a lot of time and I take a lot of patience with it. I use the frog tape. It simply is some of the best tape that I've ever used, especially because I've used crappier, cheaper masking tape, and it just doesn't work very well. Frog tape's honestly the best tape, and is the only tape I use. I also use just little plastic grocery bags from the store. This just helps me cover a large amount of area in a very quick amount of time, rather than using frog tape, which is not exactly the cheapest thing in the world. To cover all that area. It also just gives me a little bit more leeway, a little bit more comfort when I'm painting, that I know that if I end up just tapping a little bit too high or a little bit too low or something, I'm not going to screw up my entire paint job. Which here I'm just adding in the yellow stripe, and then I am painting the bottom cap and the top cap black. And then the next morning, I came back and I painted the back, little inside of the back cap, and as well as the inside of the front cap. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the first unboxing on this channel. Today we're going to be unboxing a very, very sketchy AT-4. I'm not turning into a fucking unboxing channel. Fuck that. Which I will say, during this whole time when I'm taking off all of this tape, I am absolutely terrified, because this will be the point where I know if this project looks good or if this project looks like crap, and I've just wasted 3 weeks of my time working on this or not. Well, boys, she don't look like shit. Oh, dude, it's so fucking sick! Oh, Jesus. Oh, this is so fucking cool. Alright, boys, here she is. Holy shit. I mean, there are some paint chips, like, like there, if you can see it. If the fucker will focus. There. Little paint chips there. And then there's one right there. But other than that, she looking fine, amigo. which now it is time to begin the stickers, which little did I know would be honestly the most painful part of this project.
Alright, so what I'm going to do, I have all these vinyl stickers that all got cut out in a vinyl machine. Essentially, I cut out all the white letters and stuff, and I'm going to peel the negative, or no, the positive cutout that has all the black, and I'm going to put it onto this vinyl. Alright, 1 out of 8 stickers are done. That took like an hour.
So yes, needless to say, this was how I was going to spend the next 4 hours of my life.
One eternity later.
Alright, so got all the stickers done. This took so much longer than I would like to admit. It took me like 4 hours to do this shit. And if you're not stupid, you might notice, 1, 2, 3, 5. I forgot to do 4. So the AT-4 will not have sticker number 4 on it because I have no way to access the vinyl printer for like another week or so. And yeah, I'm not waiting that long.
So now it's time for probably one of my favorite tasks of any project I ever do, which is putting on the stickers! Yeah! And now it's time to paint the rear sight and the front sight, as well as the quote-unquote safety switch that is wired to absolutely nothing, and the fire button itself. I'm painting the rear sight and the front sight a good old matte black finish. And then I'm going to be painting the fire button as well as the safety switch red.
So one final last update. It's done. It looks cool. Got the piece of tape on. It looks alright, I guess. Kind of squiggly a little bit, but... Oh, jeez. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Before we shoot the AT-4, I would just like to thank all the people that helped with this project. There are so many of them. It would take me hours to name them all. And every single one of their contributions to this project made this AT-4 possible. So you guys, you know who you are. Thank you so very much for your guys' support throughout all of this and my crazy shenanigans. And thank you, viewer, for watching, especially this far in the video. I think you guys should probably like and subscribe. I mean, I know everyone says it, but apparently it helps. And so, yeah, you guys should do it. Thanks.
Alright, now it's time for the main event, shooting the AT-4, which 100% of everything will work and absolutely nothing will go wrong whatsoever.
Alright, to load it, take this tube off, tube cap. So,
take your little igniter thingy mabob. You take one of your little stoppers, take an engine, put your igniter in the hole, and you squish it down. And now that's primed. You rack it, and you stick it in the hole. You take your rocket, and you drop it down the barrel. Alright, then you take your igniter pin, well, clamps, and you put it on the igniter wires.
Do not try this at home.
Something like that. Then you screw the cap on. Oh boy, it all comes down to this. Firing the AT-4. 3 weeks of work went into this project, and now we get to see if it was all worth my time or if it was a complete and total waste of it.
So I'm gonna stand way back.
I can't say I disagree with you.
Honestly, I'll give this a bit later.
Hey, it even changes itself!
The good news is we have...
Dude, it fucking embedded itself in the dirt. I don't even know where the hell it is.
Ooh, it smells like gunpowder.
Is that it? Oh. Yeah, found it.
Well, my prediction was right. 20 feet, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the engine ejected itself.
Was that full power?
Yeah, that was the full power one. Where'd it go?
Further over.
Oh, I see it. I see it. It didn't burn all of it. Oh shit! Fuck. All right, so you're recording, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we had a little bit of a problem. It kind of burned the wire off. So that wire is still alive. So I'm just gonna wrap it around the igniter. Hopefully it works. It should work. All right, so I had a little bit of a problem. I ended up rigging up a new one because this other one's a piece of shit and it melted. So Leroy Jenkins this shit.
Take two.
Shut up.
How I feel.
Fucking hate everything. Fuck you.
This is the documentary of a science project. How you feel?
This is a documentary. I mean, losing my fucking mind. It's actually not an awful idea. Give me that one. I'm actually gonna fire that one again. I'm gonna see if it just.
All right, we're gonna try without the nose cone.
Yeah.
And see what that does, because what's happening is it
It's
keeps
too
nose
heavy.
diving because there's too much weight in the front.
Yep.
So we're gonna take off the nose cone in the front and see what that
AKA
helps.
the one that's already discombobulated.
So we're gonna fire this one again since it has no nose cone. So yeah.
I gotta run to the hardware store because maybe there's a washer that's just small enough that I can get in there.
Would you have
Just walk
washers
in the fucking hardware store with this.
I'm here to buy a washer that will fit in this hole. What I'm doing with this, none of your concern. Don't worry about it. I walked out of the hardware store with Duncan Robinson rope, duct tape, and a hammer.
Dude, they let you buy that without asking?
No, the guy gave like a side look.
You think they gave you a fucking side look, Colin? You think they gave you
a side look? It was like, and I was like, yeah, I know this looks bad, but I know this looks bad, but I know this looks bad, but trust me, I'm not gonna kidnap anyone. Trust me,
just gonna have fun with it.
trust me, I'm just trying to fix something real quick. Like, okay.
Rope, a duct tape, and a hammer.
Duct tape and a hammer.
A man walks out of a hardware store with a rope, duct tape, and a hammer. Sounds like the beginning of a really shitty joke.
You guys can't tell. There's no leaves on these these trees, but they're shaking.
Oh yeah, because it's fucking winter. All right, so this is the test. We took the nose cone off. We're gonna fire it and see if it works a little bit better. 2, 1, go. It dismissed. That one was worse.
That actually was pretty cool though. So we are taping what taping on again?
6 cents.
6 cents.
A nickel and a penny.
Nickel and penny.
All right, so this is the test with without a nose cone with some change in front. So 3, 2, 1, firing. Come on.
That was better.
Ping. That was a little bit better. Let's fire that one again, but let's break off that third ring on it.
And still keep the cores on it? What do you think?
Huh?
And still not keep that weight on the front?
I think the amount of weight on the front's all right. So, picked up the new motor. Well, that ain't supposed to happen. Just pop that fucker back on there. It'll be alright. Yep, no, I ain't gonna worry about that one today.
What if we find out?
I really should not have held it on with hot glue. I'm beginning to realize that was a mistake. I probably should have used like CA glue or something.
Gorilla glue or something.
CA glue.
Good to go. I was not ready for that, but okay.
That worked even less. Oh, dude, all the horses are freaking out. This thing is the greatest thing I've ever built. It is the biggest hunk of junk I've ever built. Dude, I think I'm just going to stick with fucking models. Honestly, I'm just going to stick with guns and models. That's all I'm going to stick with. Stuff like that.
This is Engineering Jake's last performance.
One and only performance. Me trying to be an engineer. Just for shits and giggles, let's see how the penetration does with the aluminum cone versus
Kentucky Ballistics! Kentucky Ballistics! We have the floorboard!
Yeah. Dude, I was hoping this would work so much better.
You don't watch slow-mo?
Yeah, I'm going to watch the slow-mo. So, the C engines aren't working, so my other idea I have is trying these weaker engines. They're A's. They're weaker than the C's burn time wise. I don't know if that will play a role in how much thrust they have or not. We'll have to see if it works.
Okay, but
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, that didn't work. Get a dud, I think. Hold on, gotta wait a minute. Hey, Colin. Really, really carefully take that wire. Actually, I'll do it. All right. That was a dud. I was afraid of that.
see, I told you worse.
Here you go, tip 2.
Pop goes a weasel.
So, I mean, I don't know if it did better. It didn't do any better.
Yeah, I didn't do. I think it was about the same. So I was right.
Yeah, you were right, as always. All right, so I want to do a penetration test. I thought I was gonna have to be like all the way back there to do it, but that ain't gonna happen, to say the least. So we have a Coke, because everyone knows Coke tastes like a fucking plastic bag.
Coke is not sponsored, by the way.
No, but I hate Coke. It's the shittiest soda. Honestly, it tastes like fucking plastic, all right? Like, when you drink it, it tastes like you're drinking a fucking plastic bag. Am I wrong? God, am I wrong? I'll take that as a yes.
So to be honest, Coke is my second favorite. Pop.
Pepsi's best. in my
Pop.
opinion.
It's not soda, people. It is pop.
It's pop. Yes, we're in Michigan. We say pop. Michigan. Anyway, so I got one rocket that has the normal plastic tip, and one that looks a little bit scarier than the rest.
Oh, I can't. This gotta be in focus.
Yeah, I know it's bad at
Oh,
focusing.
there we go.
And that's because kind of got a little bit of aluminum tip on it. So we're gonna see which one does anything better. That penetrating a Coke bottle. Probably it's gonna shoot it from right here, Because these things are about as accurate as an old person trying to take a piss in a toilet. So, yeah, let's do it. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's miss a Coke bottle. Oh, bitch! That got a little closer, son.
Oh, we got.
Oh, it hit the fucking wood! It hit the wood! Are you kidding me? Dude, that's what the hell all these plastic bits
guys,
are.
on slow-mo, it hit
Oh,
right
there's
here.
the cone. There's the cone.
There's the cone. It hit right here, guys.
Dude! It hit right there. I fucking missed. So I gotta aim up like another couple inches.
Well, we could reuse that one.
Dude, look at the fucking streak in the grass. I was sitting right here, and the fucker went. I'm surprised it didn't toast my boot. Oh, my boot's hot. That's what I went, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, jeez. Dude, look at this. Come here. Dude, the rocket went continued to go forward when it hit.
Oh.
When it hit, the rocket had enough force to push that out, and then it melted it all.
Oh, dude.
That's sick.
I don't think you guys can see that.
Dude, that's cool.
Look at that. The walk of shame.
Fuck you. That one's also fucked. I'm just going to use a loose one. Fuck it. But that one's fucked. Dude, I should have made more of these. All right,
We had 6.
What?
We had 6. We went down to 2.
Yep.
Well, 1.5.
Yeah, pretty much.
That one's not gonna work. That one 100% is not gonna work.
Welcome to Hillbilly Redneck Show.
Watch, I'm gonna call it right now. This rocket is gonna go flying forward like it did the other one, and it's gonna go out.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing with the tape. Welcome to Redneck Hillbilly Hour. Today we are doing something stupid, like always. All right, let's see if I kill myself again. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
What the hell?
I missed. There goes a nose cone. I appear to have missed. High right.
I wasn't ready for that to go way up.
Dude, that's going to be a cool slow-mo. Please tell me you at least started the slow-mo.
I started, yeah.
I probably should be wearing the earplugs I brought out, though, because my head's starting to
Is it
hurt.
that loud?
It's that loud when it's right next to your head. Dude, my hearing is going to be fucked. That and running power tools next to my head. And have like tinnitus when I'm like 22. What? I'm gonna be like my boss, the old guy we have that's been doing fucking construction for like 30 years. Cool guy. But you can't hear worth the shit. I always gotta speak like that to him. I tell you what, he's so cool.
This is a stupid little close. Alright, someone's coming.
If that happens, it's not Colin's fault. Alright? 3, 2, 1. Not hicked up, Colin.
Not hooked up?
No. I think it came off. Did I hit it?
I don't know.
I don't know if I did. I felt something come back and hit me, though. And it's all shaken up.
I think you just knocked it.
I think I hit it. I might have just hit it with the fin. Let's see what happened.
Alright. No, you skimmed it.
Skimmed it. I'm not going to shoot it again.
Skimmed it.
I'm going to shoot it with the different one. I'm going to say that's a no penetration.
You skimmed it, so.
I'm just going to say no pen. Story of my life, no penetration. Oh, fucking horses are going at it again.
Horses.
Don't record their horses too long. Think like we're a creep. Call for
Creep.
porn on the internet. Right, 3, 2, 1. Aluminum. We hit it! We actually penetrated the fucker! Oh, god damn! I'm alive! I don't have any holes, right? We got it! Fuck you, Coke! Tastes like shit. We did it! The other one.
Alright.
Ah, oh, jeez. Dude, come here. Look at this. It was all the way in there.
Look at that penetration. And shot the motor.
Dude,
all the way.
Dude, that was a big boom. Holy shit.
There's some fins, but where's the motor?
The motor get ejected? Oh my god, the motor got ejected.
Where's the motor? We don't run that over in a lot more.
It's just cardboard. It's so stupid of us. We were like crowding around the rocket as it was still going off, and then it went boom and it scared the fuck out of us.
I was actually a good distance away.
I know. I wasn't. That was stupid of me. You know, there comes a time when you sit and you think, what the fuck was I thinking when I thought up of this? I'm at that point right now.
The wise words of Jake.
What the fuck was I thinking?
What the fuck was I thinking?
What the fuck was going through my head when I was like, I know what I'm going to do today. I want to make a fucking RPG. God damn! Holy shit! I actually fucking worked! Oh, hell yeah, bro!
I burned my pants. What the fuck? Oh,
dude, fuck
the
yeah!
fire down my ass.
Fuck yeah, dude! That's more like it.
Your camera's about to die.
Huh?
Alright, so needless to say, didn't work out as I wanted it to work out. There will definitely be a Generation 2 coming sometime. I have no idea. I haven't even started it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. That's all I got for you today. See you guys later. Peace.